Ang huling chapter. Nakaupo ako sa kama nang biglang sumulpot sa harapan ko si Lexus na halos wala ng saplot. "The heck are you doing?" I asked when he started grinning. Napatingin ako at sa katawan niya hindi ko maiwasang mapalunok. 4 na taon. 4 na taon. Ilang sandali pa ay bigla siyang kumanta ng The Eve by EXO na siyang ikinaawang ng labi ko. Oh my God! Yumarko ang katawan niya sa harapan ko at nagsimulang gumiling. Halos manginig ang buong katawan ko sa gulat. Nalaglag ko pa ang pangako. Si Lexus, a billionaire, gumigiling sa harapan ko. He rolled his arms on the air habang tumataas baba ang dibdib niya. Ilang saglit pa ay nasa harapan ko na siya. Nakaupo lang ako roon, hindi pa rin nagsisink in sa utak ko ang nangyayari. Isa pa, putang ina. EXO songs, ha? Imbis na mahiya sa akin ay itinaas niya lang ang kamay niyang hanggang sa ulo niya at saka gumiling-hiling ulit. He seductively smirked while grinding his body. Kapag ko ay tumigil ang kanta at may kinuha siya sa may gilid. Hindi ko man tignan ay alam kong kahoy na baston iyon. Sunod niyang kinanta ang Artificial Love na EXO rin ang kumanta. Hindi ko maiwasang mapatawa, naalala ko kasi noon na inulit-ulit kong i-play iyon lalo na sa part ni Kai sa concert. Lumuhad siya sa sahig at sinayawan ng baston. Yumarko-arko ang katawan niya habang nakakagat labi. Sa sandaling pagtapos ng kanta ay tumayo siya at naglakad palapit sa akin. Dahil isang saplot lang suot niya ay kitang-kita ko kung paano bumakat iyon at mas lalong pansin kung gaano kalaki. Naramdaman ko ang pamumula ng pisngi ko. "Baby," he huskily whispered bago hinaplos ang pisngi ko. Napapikit ang mata ko dahil sa bolte-bolteheng kuryente na tumama sa katawan ko, hindi ko yun bagkus inaasahan. Sunod-sunod akong napalunok nang maramdaman ko ang halik niya sa leeg ko. Bagaman pinipigilan kong mapaungol ay lumalabas pa rin iyon sa bibig ko. Nang sandaling imulat ko ang mga mata ay sinakop niya ang labi ko. Banayad ang paggalaw noon hanggang sa ipasok niya ang dila sa loob. Napaungol ako nang kagatin niya ang pang-ibabang labi ko. Hindi ko na mapigilan ang nararamdaman ko kaya nagkusa ang kamay kong haplosan ang katawan niya. Mas lalong nag-init ang paligid at sa isang iglap na wala na ang suot ko. Tanging ang pang-ibaba ko na lang ang natira. Ang kaninang pijama ay nasa sahig na habang ang sando ay nasa malapit sa may pintuan. Halatang ibinato ng basta-basta. Madilim ang mga mata niya at kitang-kita ang pagnanasa roon. Muli akong nalunod sa titig niya. Ngumisi siya ng nakakaloko bago mabilis na lumapit sa akin. Hinaplos niya ang leeg ko pababa sa dibdib ko at saka marahan iyong minasahe. Napapikit ako sa sensasyong lumukob sa akin. Nakakabaliw kasi iyon sa pakiramdam. "Are you okay?" Tanong niya kaya tumanggo na lang ako. Napaigik pa ako nang mapasok iyon lahat sa akin. Ang sarap sa pakiramdam. Para akong dinadala sa langit. Nagsimula siyang umulos, ilang segundo pa lang iyon ngunit halos tumirek na ang mga mata ko. Naglakbay ang kamay ko hanggang sa maabot niyon ang likod niya. Buong puwersa kong ibinaon doon ang kuko ko para mailabas ang sobrang nararamdaman ko. Hindi naman umaray si Lexus at patuloy pa rin na naglalabas-masok sa akin. Ilang labas-masok pa bago ko naabot ang langit. Pagod na pagod kong ibinagsak ang ulo ko nang labasan ako. Bagsak rin ang katawan ni Lexus sa akin. Pero hindi niya ako tinantanan hanggang sa abutin kami ng hapunan. Mabuti at wala sina mommy, pumunta sila sa mall para mag-shopping at isinama nila si Lexi. "I love you," mahinang bulong niya bago ako ibinaba sa bathtub. Nang hihina man ay sumagot pa rin ako, "I love you too, Lexus Salvatore." Nakita ko ang pamumula ng mukha niya kaya nahihiya siyang tumalikod at umalis na. Narinig ko pa ang yabag niya paalis. Napangiti ako habang nakapikit ang mga mata. Wala na akong mahihiling pa. Walang-wala sa sakit na nararamdaman ko ang saya ko ngayon. Bukod sa mahal namin ang isa't isa ay buo na kami bilang isang pamilya. Ang sarap sa pakiramdam na sa bawat paggising mo ay mukha ng asawa mo ang unang bubungad sa iyo. Matapos maligo ay nagpalit na ako ng damit. Naabutan ko pa si Lexus sa sala habang nanunood ng TV. Mag-aalas 12 na ng tanghali pero wala pa ang maglola. Ang tagal naman, nila namimiss ko na ang anak ko. "What's that?" Tukoy ko sa pinapanood niya habang prenteng nakaupo sa tabi niya. Agad niya akong inakbayan at hinalikan sa labi. "Just a peck." Panood syempre, pilosopong sagot niya at ngumisi. Sa inis ay pinitik ko ang noo niya. Nakakainis na siya, kidding, baby. Tumawa pa siya pero himalukip-kap lang ako. I feel tired. I want to sleep pero parang ayaw ko rin. May ganoon pala. Do you want to rest? Kapag ko ay tanong niya, siguro napansin niya iyon pero umiling-iling lang ako at sumandal na sa dibdib niya. Itinuon ko ang buong atensyon sa TV. Napakunot-nuo ako nang biglang naghalikan ang dalawang lalaki. Hala siya, BL ba yan? He nodded. Salubong ang kilay ko siyang tinignan. Why are you looking at me like that? Tak ang tanong niya. Bakla ka talaga ano? Pang-aasar ko. Biglang nalukot ang mukha niya bago ako inirapan. Hoy! Pero huwag ka, nanunood din ako ng ganyan habang nasa Italia kami. Wala namang masama sa same-sex relationship as long na wala kayo tinatapakan na ibang tao. I just made love to you, nakangusong sabi niya habang nakatuon pa rin ang mata sa pinapanood. Ang sarap niyang kurutin sa singit. Joke lang, ito naman. Sorry na, I'm home. Nabaling ang paningin namin sa pintuan. Akala ko sila mommy iyon pero si Kuya Lace pala habang hawak ang pamilyar na bata, siya ata yung nakita ko 4 years ago. Si Trixia, at isang matangkad na babae. Siya siguro yung Margo dahil kahawig naman niya si Trixia. Maputi ito at matangkad. Maganda siya na parang modelo. Mahahaba ang pilak mata, matangos ang ilong at mapupulang hugis puso na labi. Hindi ko mapigil ang mamangha, ang ganda niya. Lumapit sila sa amin kaya napatayo kami ni Lexus. What are you doing here, stupid? Lukot ang mukhang tanong niya sa kapatid. Humalaklak lang ang gago at prenteng umupo sa sofa at saka kinandang ang bata. Hi, I'm Margo and you are Celeste, right? That fucker's wife. Ngumiti siya at inilahad ang kamay sa harapan ko. Tinanggap ko iyon at nginitian siya pabalik. Nice meeting you. Siya pala talaga yung Margo, no? Ang ganda niya, ha? Pero papatalo ba ako? Hello po, Tita Celeste, I'm Trixia, remember me po. Cute itong ngumiti at saka ako hinalikan sa pisngi. Napahadjijek ako sa cuteness niya. Same sila ni Lexi na cute. Of course naman. Anyways, how old are you na? You are already grown up. Ginulo ko ang buhok niya kaya mahina siyang napato. 10 po. Itinaas pa nito ang dalawang kamay sa harapan ko. Pagkatapos noon ay tumabi na siya sa mga magulang niya. Magjowa kayo? Tanong ko sa kanilang dalawa. Ngumuso si Kuya Lace at tumawa naman si Margo, hindi ba halata? Pinapasakit mo puso ko, Hara. Pabiro pa itong humawak sa dibdib at nagsimulang mag-inarte na tigil lang iyon nang magsalita si Trixia, you're crazy, Dad. Napatawa kaming lahat na nandoon at mas lalo namang pinagsakluban ng langit at lupa ang mukha ni Kuya Lace. Lumabas muna saglit si Margo dahil may tumawag sa kanya. Ayaw man siyang payagan ni Kuya Lace ay wala itong nagawa. So I trailed off, I wiggle my brows to him. Niyakap niya si Trixia saka ito kiniliti. Tawang-tawa naman ang bata, inakbayan ako ni Lexus at mas lalong inilapit sa kanya. Nami-miss ko na ang anak ko, ang tagal naman nila. Ang tagal nila, reklamo ko sa asawa ko, so no vicini. They are near. Napairap na lang ako. Hoy! Magkwento ka, utos ni Lexus sa kapatid. Umu-NGOs lang ito at niyakap si Trixia na hawak-hawak ang tiyan dahil kakatapos lang tumawa. Anong kwento ko? Tungkol sa kapangitan mo. Napabobo, si Kuya Lace saka ako nginitian. Gets. Magkaibigan si Bebo Loves ko at saka iyang asawa mong mukhang paa, panimula niya kaya nagtawanan kami. Mukhang paa po si Papa Lexus. Yanong ni Trixia at sumimangot ang asawa kong nasa tabi ko. Stupid, Lace, mahinang bulong niya at inilapit ang ulo sa leeg ko. Tapos dahil gwapo ako nahulog sa akin ang Bebo Loves ko. Alam mo bang sa pag-ibig ay hindi mo talaga maiiwasan ang masaktan kaya ayon, iniwan niya ako. Hindi ko alam na buntis siya that time. Tinagwan ba naman ako ng anak pero syempre deserve ko naman iyon kasi ang gago ko, hehe, nang babae kasi ako, Mabuti nga at binalikan pa niya ako, nakangiting sabi nito at saka hinalikan ang anak. Yes po, Daddy, you're really a jerk, sagot ng bata at saka humalukip-kap. Ilang sandali pa ay nagdatingan na ang lahat, ibig sabihin ng lahat ay sina Mommy at Daddy, ang anak ko, sina Tito at Tita, si Margo, at Lauren. Ano ito? Reunion. I joked saka ibinalandra ang dalawang kamay nang makita kong tumakbo ang anak ko papalapit sa akin bago ako dinamba ng yakap. I miss you, mommy, cute na sabi niya bago ako hinalikan sa labi. I miss you too. Pinatalikod ko siya at pinunasan ang pawis sa likod niya. Daddy, Lolo, and Grandpa bought me some toys again. Itinuro nito ang hawak ng lolong paper bags. Napailing-iling si Lexus at hinaplos ang mukha ng anak. Ano pang gusto mo, prinsesa ko? Marahan na sabi niya. Napangiti ako. Napakaswerte ko talaga. Nagpaalam muna kaming umakyat sa taas para palitan ang damit ni Lexi. Nagpresenta naman silang magluto muna dahil pare-pareho na rin kaming gutom. Matapos kumain ay umupo uli kami sa sala. So, si mommy iyon. Ang dalawang bata ay nasa itaas kasama si Margo. Buntis pala ito kaya kailangan ding magpahinga. Let's talk about the wedding, nakangiting panimula ng asawa ko. Kinagat ko ang labi ko para mapigil ang mapaluha. Again, kahit papaano ay napakaswerte ko. Umayos sila magupo at nakangiting sumulyap sa amin. Tanging ang mga magulang namin at sina Lorraine at Kuya Lace ang nandito. Kailan ba ang kasal? Kapag ko ay tanong ni Tito Jack. Next month. Patanong na sabi ko. Hindi pa kasi naman yun napag-usapan dahil inuna namin ang honeymoon kanina. Sumimangot si Lexus. Ang tagal naman. Nagtawan kaming lahat na nandoon. Syempre para mas bongga ang kasal. Marteng sabi ni Lorraine habang kinakagat ang kuko ng daliri. Okay, for my baby. Ngumiti siya bago ako niyakap. Nag-asaran sila habang si Lorraine ay naka-poker face bago sumigaw ng walang forever. Enough, maautorisadong pagpigil ni Daddy kaya napatahimik kaming lahat. Saan ang kasal? Sa simbahan po, sagot ko. Alangan naman sa hospital diba? Pamimiluso po ni Kuya Lace kaya binato ito ni Tito Jack ng throw pillow. Umayos ka, gunggong. Anong gusto ninyong motif? Ham. Black and white. Suhestyon ni Kuya Lace. Ano iyon? Polka dots. Si Lorraine. Kayo ba ang ikakasal? Pambabasag ni Tita Layden. Nagsitawan ang lahat. Walang patutunguhan ito, promise. I want silver. And I want gold. Nagkatinginan kami ni Lexus at nagsimulang tumawa. Silver and gold it is. Inilista ni Mommy iyon sa cellphone niya. Itinaas ni Lorraine ang kamay kaya napatingin kami sa kanya. Dapat 3 ang gown ni Ate Sis. Iyong wedding gown, iyong reception gown and syempre, iyong honeymoon gown. Humirit pa siya. Napailing-iling naman si Lexus. Sakit niyo sa ulo. Natigil ang pagpaplano nang tumunog lahat ang cellphone namin. Nagkatinginan kaming lahat. Bigla akong kinabahan. Sabay-sabay rin namin yung sinagot. 911. Umalis na kayo riyan. Nakatakas si Daddy at papunta na siya riyan. Boses iyon ni Erica. Nahulog ko ang cellphone ko at napaawang ang labing tumingin sa kanila. Tulad ko ay nagulat din sila. Tumayo kami at nagmamadaling umakyat sa taas para kunin ang mga bata at si Margo habang ang mga magulang namin ay hinanda na ang sasakyan. Tangi na shit. Pagmumura ni Kuya Lace nang mabasag ang salamin sa may sala at tumagos doon ang bala. Mommy, what's happening? Naiiyak na tanong ni Lexi sa tabi ko habang nakayakap sa ama. Close your eyes, baby, wika ko at sinunod naman niya. Doon kami sa likod dumaan para hindi nila kami mapansin pero nagpaiwan sina Kuya Lace at Lexus, susunod na lang daw sila. Ayaw ko man ay kinuha ko na lang ang anak ko at naglakad na paalis. Ganoon din si Margo kay Trixia. Napatigil ako nang makarinig ako ng pagputok ng baril sa loob. Umiiyak na si Lexi sa harapan ko kaya tinakpan ko ang tainga niya. Gusto ko mang lumingon ay natatakot ako. Ang asawa ko. Tuldok-tuldok. Pumasok kami sa kotse at si Lorraine na ang nagpresenta na mag-drive. Nandun na ang magulang namin. Nag-aalala ako sobra. Pakiramdam ko ay may mangyayaring masama. Mommy, si Daddy. Humagulgol na sabi ng anak ko habang nakayakap sa akin. Kinalma ko lang siya. Hindi ko alam ang tinatahak naming daan. Ang sabi ng dalawa ay susunod raw sila. Panghahawakan ko iyon. Pumasok kami sa isang village na hindi ko alam kung anong pangalan, hindi iyon pamilyar sa mga mata ko. Pumasok kami sa loob at saka ko lang nalaman na isa sa 4 na bahay pala nila tita iyon dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi ko man lang alam. Tumingin ako sa gilid at may nakita akong lalaki, may hawak silang kutsilyo. Muli ay sumulyap ako sa pamilya ko. Ikinuyong ko ang kamao ko. Para saan pa na marunong akong makipaglaban kung hindi ko iyon gagamitin. Tinanguan ko sila at nagpaiwan sa labas. Ayaw pa nila akong payagan pero alangan naman hayaan ko na lang, Eddie, pare-pareho kaming mamamatay. Nang nakita kong sarado na ang pinto ay saka ako lumaban. 3 lang sila at yung isa ay may hawak na maliit na kutsilyo na pangisi ako, madali lang ta. Basic, sisiw. Inambehan ako ng suntok noong isa pero sinipa ko siya sa Flappy Bird niya. Tumba agad, lampa naman. Napatingin ako sa dalawa. Sasaksakin na sana ako noong #2 kaso na ilegan ko siya. Hinayla ko ang kamay ni #3 saka ako umikot. Aamba sana ulit ng saksak si #2 kaso iniharang ko si #3 kaya ito ang nasaksak. Napangisi ako kasi napansin kong malapit iyon sa puso. Ilang porsyento lang na mabubuhay siya kumapara sa mamamatay na siya. Itinapon ko ang katawan ni #3. Sinugod ko si #2 bago siya sinipa sa mukha. Napaupo siya sa sahig. Hinablat ko ang buhok niya at saka siya sinuntok sa mukha ng paulit-ulit hanggang sa mamanhid ang kamao ko at nadurog ang mukha niya. Naghugas ako ng kamay at nag-alkohol bago pumasok sa bahay. Nadatnan ko sila sa kwarto na nagsisiksikan sa isang gilid at nang makita ako ni Lexi ay kaagad siyang tumakbo papapit sa akin bago ako niyakap ng mahigpit. Narinig ko ang paghikbi niya kaya sumikip ang dibdib ko. Hush, baby, don't cry. Hinaplos ko pa ang likod niya. Pagdating sa anak ko ay ang hina ko. Sobrang sakit para sa akin na marinig ang hikbi niya. Nanatili kami sa loob ng kwartong iyon ng ilang segundo, minuto, oras hanggang sa may kumatok. Madilim na ang paligid nang sumilip ako sa may bintana. Tinignan ko ang peephole para malaman kung sino ang kumatok at nang makitang si Kuya Lace iyon ay kaagad kong pinagbukasan. Mugto ang mata niya at nakatulala. Punong-puno ng dugo ang damit at napunit ang pantalon. May sugat din siya sa pisngi, pati kamay at dumudugo iyon. Pero nasaan ang asawa ko? Bakit hindi sila magkasama? Agad na maasa ng luha ang gilid ng mata ko. Ayoko nang iniisip ko. He's gone, he uttered na tila nababasa ang nais kong itanong bago sunod-sunod na namalisbas ang luha sa mga mata. Napaluhod ako sa sahig. Biglang nag-flashback sa akin ang lahat simula nang ikasal kami. Sa masasayang alaala namin, nang saktan niya ako, nang umiyak siya at nagmakaawang balikan ko siya. They got US. Binugbog nila kaming 3 nila Erica. Pero si Kuya ang pinuruhan. Pinunasan nito ang mata na punong-puno ng luha. Binaril siya sa binti at saka sa malapit sa may dibdib. Nang lapitan ko siya ay hindi na siya humihinga. Hindi ko na napigilan, napahagulgol ako ng pagkalakas-lakas. Ang sakit, sobrang sakit. Para akong pinipiraso sa sobrang sakit. Ang daya naman, kakaayos pa lang naman pero kinuha na siya kaagad sa akin. Hindi ko ba talaga deserve maging masaya? Just go naman. Hindi ko na kaya, mas gugustuhin ko na lang lumayo kaysa naman mamatay siya. Ang unfair talaga. Kaka-propose pa lang niya sa akin noong nakaraan tapos birthday pa ni Lexi next week. First birthday sana iyon ni Lexi na kasama ang ama niya, pero bakit? Bakit tuluyan na siyang kinuha sa akin? I'm sorry, Hara, hindi ko maprotektahan ang kuya ko, patawarin mo ako. Patawarin mo ako. Tulad ko ay umiyak na rin silang lahat. Si Lexi naman ay nakatingin sa akin habang hilam ang mga luhang nasa mata. Tila umaasa na nagsisinungaling ang tito niya ngunit nang tangguan ko siya ay kaagad siyang pumalaho ng iyak at tumakbo sa sulok ng kwarto at doon nagsisigaw. Hindi ko pa rin tanggap. Si Lexus patay na si Lexus, patay na ng asawa ko. Mahal ko, ang sakit, bakit agad mo kaming iniwan? I punched the wall in front of me. I won't marry that girl. I'm still enjoying my life, damn it. Celeste Hara, ha? Her name sounds familiar to me. I hurriedly left the room without glancing or saying anything at Erica. Why should I? She's just nothing compared to Celeste, her best friend. I drove my Mercedes-Benz until I reached our house. I goddamn need to talk to my father. I need to stop him. Oh, umuwi ka, he sarcastically said. My jaw clenched. I don't want yet to get married. He made a face. Hindi ka na ba mabote pa? You need to settle down, son. Oh, tapos, that girl needs help and marrying her can save her from death. I remained my face emotionless. Why me? I'm not the only man in this world who can help her. I don't even know her, so why marry her? I'm sure she looks ugly like fuck. Lexus. He raised his voice like a thunder. I shrugged. What? I'm on the right age to decide for myself, don't bother cause I'm not a kid anymore. For Pete's sake. His face darkened as he gritted his teeth. I looked at his face closely. His forehead was creased. His wrinkles were showing. He's really old, I can say that. Marry her or you won't have your patrimony from me. Ngumisi siya. I clenched my jaw. Damn this old man. He's really getting into my nerves. I remained my stoic face. I don't want to marry that girl. I don't even know her. What if, maybe, she's a gold digger? Save her from death my ass. What? You choose. A playful smirk appeared on his face. I sighed in defeat. I'm no one without money, I can say that. Money is power. Damn. Hindi ako makatanggi putang ina. I just looked at him without saying anything. My emotions were battling inside. Dad shook his head in frustration. Look, that girl's life is in danger. Her parents can't protect her, they are old like me. I don't want to force you but I really need to save her son, she needs someone like you. He seriously said, marry her or you won't get even a single centavo from me. Fuck, I had cursed. Nalukot ang mukha niya. Language. Stop cussing, Lexus. Hindi kita pinalaking bastos. Again, I sighed for the nth time. Okay, I'll marry her. I saw how his face lightened up. Gosh, Russell is going to be my bulay. Marteng sabi niya so I shook my head. My father is a pain on the ass sometimes. He maybe looked serious but trust me, he's crazy. A fucking lunatic like me. Annulment is legal in this country, right? I just need to protect her then after that, I'll dump her. I smirked. Celeste Hara, ha, sounds really familiar. I went to my room and immediately entered the comfort room. Damn I need to release it. I remove all my clothes bago sumampa sa bathtub. Then, Celeste Erica's friend came out of my mind. Her image flashed on my head and I just found my hand stroking my manhood while imagining her face. Damn, the first time I saw her, I fall for her. Is that's what they called love at first sight? Fuck, I groaned while stroking my manhood up and down. The feeling suffocates me. I roughly closed my eyes. What are your plans then? Lace my stupid brother asked while holding a shotgun glass. I don't know, just fuck it. I don't want to get tied. I frustratedly answered. I drank the whiskey straight from the bottle. Fuck. It's hot. The bitter yet sweet taste remains on my throat, damn. Just pretend, then after that, divorce her basic. He suggested. I smirked. May utak ka pa rin pala, but before that, I'll make you fall for me first Celeste Hara. I will hurt you. I will crush you into pieces. Mark my words. Shit, I cursed under my breath when I saw Celeste. She looked so good in that fucking floral dress and I want to rip it. What the fuck is the meaning of this? Don't tell me Celeste and Celeste the girl whom I'm going to marry are only one. Tang ina, ha, kung alam ko lang edi pumayag na sana ako kaagad unang salita pa lang. I can't take my eyes out of her. Seeing her in a white gown while slowly walking towards me made me insane. It's been a year since the first day I met her. It's okay, Celeste. I'm here, Erica caressed her face making her cry even more. She lifted her head, my heart beat so damn fast when I clearly saw her face. A heart-shaped face, pointed nose, hazelnut eyes, long thick eyelashes and a damn so red kissable lips. I cursed on my mind seeing her angelic face makes me lost my mind. I stare again at her face, her eyes are bloodshot because she is crying. I can feel her pain. I sighed and walk away. This is my first time feeling this towards a woman. So strange. The next day, I saw her again laughing with Erica while they are sitting on the seaside. Bobita, ang gwapo nga, eh. Maskels parang charap na. Erica hissed while the girl is just looking at her with her innocent face. I can sense it, she's innocent. I found myself smiling again while looking at her. Damn. I always saw her with Erica. And I'm always stalking them. I don't know why but I just want to see her. Until one day, I can't take it anymore so I called Erica, asking for that girl's name. Celes, basta Celes, huwag mo nang tanungin nagseselos ako, him. I chuckled upon hearing her name. Celes, what a beautiful name. Erica, her best friend likes me but I don't give. I stalked her account. I saved her picture and set it as my lock screen wallpaper. And for the 9th time I caught myself again smiling. This is not me. I'm known as a cold-hearted billionaire. This isn't so me. I, Lexus Clark Salvatore take you, Celeste Jara Villamor, to be my lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you us part. I vow to protect you with all my heart in any ways I can. I will do everything for you even if it means sacrificing myself. I vow wholeheartedly while looking intently at her. I mean it. She's so beautiful. A goddess to be exact. But still I need to pretend. I'm sorry, baby. I left the reception without talking at her. Teres inom. Erica hissed and all of them agreed except me. May masama akong kutob. Oh shot. Ano, kuya ayaw mo na. Sus. Wiyak. Lay said while holding a chaser. I shook my head. My goddamn head throbbed. Arg. Uuwi na ako, pagpapalim ko sa kanila at saka tumayo na. I need to go home, it's our first night. But I'm here, drinking with them, damn it. Iuwi na kita, Erica said with a playful smile on her lips. I just tightly closed my eyes. My head is spinning. Moments later, I found myself in a beige-colored room. I feel aroused and so fucking hot. I felt Erica's lips on my neck. Tang ina, W what are you doing? I asked with a raspy voice. I'm sorry but I need to do this, sabi niya at saka may ipinainom na capsule sa akin. I woke up na parang minamartilyo ang ulo ko. I roamed my eyes inside the room. My forehead knitted. This is not my room. My eyes went down on my body and then I just realized that I'm naked. Damn. What the heck happened? I'm married. The last thing I remember was Erica, while kissing my neck. Damn that girl. I fucking hate her. I hurriedly put all my clothes. When I went home, Lace greeted me with a punch. Tangina, kuya bakit may chikinini ka sa leeg? Nagpupuyos sa galit na tanong niya. What about her? I asked my dad when he entered my office. Where are you yesterday? I keep my mouth shut. She's looking for you. That's your wedding. Stupid. He's fuming mad when he's saying that. What kind of husband are you? I didn't raise you to become irresponsible, son. Again, I just keep my mouth shut. Talk, Lexus, the authority is in his voice while saying that. I sighed. I was left with no choice. I'm mad, Dad. I don't want to get married yet but I'm left with no choice but to marry her to get my inheritance. That's it. Hindi makapaniwalang tanong niya. I'm sorry, that's all I can say. On the next day, I didn't went home again. Though, I miss her. Erica texted me and said, let's talk, Lexus. It's so important. I drove my Mercedes-Benz to the nearest coffee shop she had mentioned. You okay? She asked when she saw me. I just nodded and sit in front of her. What is it? She sipped her frappe and locked her eyes on mine. Greg wants to kidnap Celeste. Help me, Lexus. He wants to use her as a bait to ruin her father. Damn that, old man. Kung hindi ko lang yun ama, napatay ko na. Pinasadahan niya ng kamay ang mahaba niyang buhok. I really need to protect her, ha? Let's make a plan. But before that I want to apologize on what happened last night. My father's men are there, watching us. If I didn't do that, Celeste will die. I'm sorry, okay, she sincerely said. I just nodded my head once again. Nangyari na ano pang magagawa ko? Okay, pretend you don't know me. And then please, don't act like a jerk in front of her. Mahalin mo ang kaibigan ko, Lexus. Hindi pa niya kailanman naramdaman na mahalin ng sobra. She's pure and innocent. If you hurt her, I'll kill you. How can I hurt her? Imagining her face makes me smile again, damn. Why are you smiling? Her forehead creased. Oh, tapos. Pake mo. After that I went home to our house. Ako ang nagpatayo noon. We just need privacy. We're married after all. Looking at her makes me hard. I approached her to eat with me and she's so happy. After washing the dishes I went to her room. Hindi ko ginustong makasama siya sa isang kwarto dahil natatakot akong hindi ako makapagtimpi. But this time, damn, after making love with her, I felt full. I'm so damn really happy. The next morning I cook even though I don't know how. I just want to make some effort for her. But seeing her reaction, I felt ashamed of myself. The egg burned. I'm unfortunate in this field but I still tried to impress her, but I guess I just failed. I went home immediately when I heard the fear in her voice. I promised myself that I will protect her. Seeing her shake like that while a man was pointing a gun at her makes the demon go out of me. I see nothing but red. So I pull the trigger first before he pull his. I decided to take her to Ilocos when her father called and said he is in a critical condition. He asked me a favor that same day. Please, don't say it to her. I don't want her to worry. Hindi pa ako mamamatay kasi masamang damo ako, di ba? Hearing her voice while jamming with me inside my car makes my heart thump so damn fast. I really like her, and it deepens each passing day. A moment with her is the most precious thing happened in my life. This is the first time I have felt something like this towards a woman. I learned how to care again. I learned how to respect and love again. Yes, in a short period of time I learned to love her. Yes, I pretend my anger hates me. But not anymore. Because after the night we made love, I've been true to myself. I don't want to hurt her. Because seeing her in pain makes me feel pain too. She's like a glass. I'm scared to break her. Because when she breaks, I would be wounded. What happened? I asked Erica when she exited the restaurant while crying. I immediately went to Celeste when I saw her crying so damn hard. I'm sorry. I hushed her. Bakit ka nagso sorry? She sobbed while I'm caressing her back. Hindi naman ako galit sa iyo. Uwi na tayo. She smiled but it turned to a wince. I let her cry on my shoulder after that. It pains me seeing her cry like that. Margot is here. When did she came back? I asked my stupid brother while playing Trixie A's hand. This baby girl is so cute. She's like a doll. Kahapon, nagulat nga ako nang may kumatok sa kwarto ko tapos siya yung nakita ko, he said while combing his hair using his hands. I said, he's so ugly. Inggit ka na naman sa kapogihan ko. Tandang padamdam panipit. Mahanjing sabi niya, I just rolled my eyes. Bakla ka tito. Trixie asked innocently while looking up on me. What? With this body, you'll call me gay? Well, they can be at any form. Not because they're skinny, it means they're already gay. I'm not. I hissed. And then I remembered my wife, she also called me gay. I smile at that. Wait, where is she? Masyado kang defensive, kuya. Pang-aasar ng kapatid ko pero hindi ko siya pinansin. Where the hell is she? Napatingin kami sa taas nang may marinig kaming kalabog. Para akong binuhusan ng malamig na tubig dahil hindi ako makagalaw sa kinatatayuan ko ng ilang segundo. I cursed. My wife, damn it. When I am recovered, I hurriedly run not minding the stair steps. I tried to open the door but it is locked. Damn. The duplicate key. Binuksan ko ang pitaka ko para kunin ang susi. Damn it. I cursed kasi hindi pa rin iyon mabuksan. Anong nangyari? Tandang padamdam panipik. Lace asked. Ayaw mabuksan. Iyong asawa ko, I'm turning crazy. I'm shaking. Baka kung anong masamang nangyari sa kanya. I won't let that happen. We both kick the door but it just won't open. What the fuck should I do? My wife. What if something's bad happened to her? No. Mababaliw ako, hindi ko kaya. Ayaw, kuya putang ina. Tumakbo siya pababa. Baby. Oh, open this, please. I frustratedly said. I'm going nuts. I knocked multiple times but she didn't open. Fucking fuck. Lace came back holding a chainsaw. He's breathing hard like me. He is also shaken. I can't think positive right now. He used the chainsaw to open that goddamn door. I covered my ears. The sound of that fucking chainsaw irritates the hell out of me. And finally, the door opened. I hurriedly went inside but I froze on what I saw. Putang ina, hindi. I saw my wife is lying on the floor, with blood covering her. Walang kakulay-kulay ang labi habang humihina ang paghinga. With a cutter beside her. I can't move my body so Lace carried her. Ang asawa ko. Shit. I feel nothing. My heart is beating so damn fast and loud while tears started flowing on my cheeks. My wife, why? Why did she do that? My heart is shattering into pieces. What kind of husband am I? I let my wife do that. I won't forgive myself. I should have stopped her. I heard sobbed at my back. I turned my head and I saw Trixia, crying and shaking. Saka lang ako natauhan. My wife. I carried Trixia and went to my car and drove towards the hospital. My baby needs me. She badly needs me. She's pregnant, Doc Cavan said. I stilled and glanced at my Celeste. I didn't notice the tears that keeps falling on my eyes. I'm now a father. I can't contain the happiness that I'm feeling right now. I held her hands tightly. It's been a week pero hindi pa niya iminumulat ang mga mata niya. I missed her so fucking much. I've been a jerk. It's my fault. I sighed and caressed her angelic face. Celeste, baby please come back. Tuldok-tuldok panipik. Please, baby open your eyes. Hurt me. Punch me. Slap me. I'll take it all just baby, just open your eyes. Patawarin mo ako, hindi kita nabantayan. I just stare at her. I want to hear her voice again. Yes, Mrs. Salvatore. You're pregnant. A lone tear fall from her eyes. She's happy too. Of course who wouldn't be? When she's still asleep, I composed this song. I want to marry her again. A grand wedding. My baby, Celeste my wife, will you marry me despite of what I've done? For all the wrong decisions that I made. Will you marry this man and resolve to be with him for the rest of your life? Will you marry me again? I'm sweating bullets while looking at her. I'm scared that she might say no. So when she said yes, I think I'm the happiest man alive right now. I'm so in love with her. I love her so fucking much. I will spend my life with you baby, with our baby princess in your tummy. If you have planned to leave me, just kill me instead. Because you, leaving me, means death for me. What do you want? I answered the phone call. It's Erica. Are you willing to risk your happiness to save her? What does she mean? Of course, I can. Walang pagdadalawang isip na sagot ko. I can do everything for her. And when I say anything, even my life, I can sacrifice just to save her. Annul her, Lexus. Greg wants her to be hurt. Sabi ni Tanda, hindi na nila sila gagambalahin basta iwan mo iyang anak nila. Ako na bahala sa annulment papers. My jaw clenched. Damn that old man. She's pregnant, right? How did you know? I have my ways, stupid. So, she paused and take a deep breath. Look, Lexus, kaibigan ko yun, ayaw ko siyang nasasaktan dahil para ko na siyang kapatid, eh. Pero papatayin nila siya, Lexus. My heart is shattering into pieces. I don't want to hurt her. I promised to myself that I will protect her. I don't want to see tears on her eyes again. But that is the only thing just to save her. Damn. I gritted my teeth in so much frustration. Bahala na, damn it. Always remember that I love you both, okay? Whatever happens, I'm about to cry while saying that, but I'm just stopping myself. I don't want to cry in front of her. I don't want her to see my weak state. Why does I feel that you're saying goodbye? She asked while looking at me. I'm sorry, Celeste ko. Iliwan mo en na naman ba ulit ako? I shifted my gaze away from her. It's hard letting them go. Again, baby, I'm so sorry. Sabi mo diba, mahal mo ako. Tapos magkaka-baby pa tayo, tapos iiwan mo ulit ako. Gago ka ba? May paabi sabi ka pang, if you have planned to leave me, kill me instead pero ikaw, I know I'm a jerk. I just need to this to save you and the baby, Celeste. Forgive me, what are you saying? Why would I leave you? Why would I leave the woman I love and the mother of my child? Tell me why. I lied. I'm sorry. She knelt in front of me, begging me not to leave her. I don't want to leave her either, but this is the only thing to save her. You promised me. You said you won't leave me. She's crying for Pete's sake and I'm breaking apart. I want to kill myself for making her cry. Promises are made to be broken, stupid. I'm smirking but deep inside me, I'm shattering into pieces. Akala ko ba mahal mo ako? God knows how much I love you, baby. I love you more than myself, than anyone else. You're my home. Hindi kita kailanman minahal, MS Villamor, dahil hindi ka naman kamahal-mahal. I love you. I love you. I love you. I really do. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stab her. Damn. I'm sorry. I just did that because I saw Greg in the window at her back. Hindi ko siya nadala sa hospital dahil nakuha ako ng mga tauhan ni Greg. Damn that fucktard. They beat me there but I don't mind. My baby with blood on her legs occupied my mind. Our baby. Dinugo siya. Paano kung nalaglag yung bata? Para akong mababaliw kakaisip kung ano na ba ang kalagayan ng mag-ina ko. When they left, I followed them in Italy. Seeing her with our princess makes me cry again. I want to go near them but I just can't. I've hurt her. Sinira ko siya. Anong karapatan ko? Napukpok ako ng baril at naitama ang ulo sa sahig kaya ako nakoma. But even though I'm sleeping, I can still hear them. It's been 6 months. I missed her. When I woke up, our baby is the first person I've seen. I cried, of course. I'm not with her for 3 years. After that, I talked to Celeste. She's wrong, hindi pa kami hiwalay, we're still married. I didn't pass the real annulment papers and just made a fake copy with the help of Erica and her apprentice. I just can't. Greg is already in jail anyway. I'll do everything just to win her back. I don't want to wake up every morning without her beside me again. I'll prove my love to them. I will take care of them. I will protect them again in any ways I can. I love you, Akeisha Lexi Hara Salvatore, my princess. And Celeste Hara Salvatore, my wife. My one and only life. The half of me. You may now kiss the bride, the priest said. I looked at her eyes and mouthed, I love you, before claiming her lips. I felt her smile. Our daughter walked towards us, so I carried her. I love you, Mommy. I love you, Daddy. she whispered cutely and then kissed US on the cheeks. I'm such a lucky bastard. I'm contented with my life. I have a loving wife and a cute princess. I have a family who loves me despite of my flaws. I couldn't ask for more. I, Lexus Clark Salvatore, a billionaire, a jerk, a loving son, and a loving brother, and a husband. And yes, I'm alive, mothers. Remember that our weakness lies in giving up, so keep pushing and trying, because the most certain way to succeed is always try just one more time someone. Para sa mahal kong asawa, tandaan mo na mahal kita, gagawin ko lahat para sa ating mga anak. Alam ko maraming pagsubok ang darating sa buhay natin, pero lagi mong tandaan na hindi ko kayo pabayaan, kayo ang buhay at lakas ko sa bawat araw na kailangan kong magtrabaho, mahal na mahal ko kayo. Maraming mga asawa na babae ang nakakaranas ng depression dahil sa mga asawa na lalaki na walang pakialam sa pararamdaman ng kanilang mga asawa. Yung akala nila sila ang nagtatrabaho at pagpapasok ng pera ay okay na ang lahat. Sana tanong nyo rin minsan ang mga misis nyo kung kamusta ba ang maghapon nila. Huwag nyo babaliwalan yung nararamdaman nila, dahil lahat din ay kanilang ginagawa para sa inyong pamilya. Para sa asawa ko, wala akong pagsisihan na ikaw ang naging asawa ko. Kung paano kita pinili at minahal nung una ay ganun pa din kita pipiliin at mamahalin hanggang sa huli. Hanggang sa muli. Taos puso po akong nagpapasalamat sa walang sawang pakikinig sa aking munting channel. Mag-iingat po kayong lahat palagi. Hello sa lahat ng OFW. Sa bansang Dubai sa aking mga workmates, Lulu Village, Muhaisana, Dubai.